Bombs exploding on Friday. As we saw the story take place, Mohamad Chatah, former Lebanese finance minister, ambassador to the United States, and severe critic of Bashar al-Assad, dying when a car bomb struck his convoy in downtown Beirut. We wanted to get the details on that attack, what it perhaps means, and what our concerns should be about that. Joining us now is Bilal Saab, who's Executive Director, Head of Research at the Institute for Near East and Gulf Military Analysis, that is INEGMA, North America, from the Washington, D.C. office, and he joins us this morning. Thank you for being on the program today.
Good morning.
Has there been a formal claim of responsibility for this explosion yet?
I'm not sure I heard one, no.
I had not heard one either. Well, what was your reaction? First of all, let me get on the personal side. I understand that you knew Mr. Chatah.
Well, it's a tragic loss. This is someone with a lot of integrity and a lot of experience. It's not just a big blow to the so-called March 14 movement in Lebanon, which is friendly to the United States and the West. This is a tragic loss for the entire country. This is someone who has served in the International Monetary Fund. This is someone who has a lot of experience in financial affairs. As you know, is someone who serves in Washington as well as ambassador, a person of great integrity. So it's a very sad moment for Lebanon.
It would certainly make sense for him to be a target of Hezbollah, would it not?
Yes. This is another incident in a spate of assassinations that have targeted prominent individuals and politicians who have been opposed to the Syrian regime and Hezbollah. And it all started, as you know, in 2005 with the killing of the former Prime Minister Rafi Hariri.
Once again, we are speaking about the explosions on Friday. What have we learned since then? Anything of significance that would give you a sense of what its aftermath, what follows from this?
I haven't learned much as far as the crime itself. Unfortunately, this is going to be just another incident where we're not going to know the perpetrators, even though the entire country knows pretty much who was behind it. There was another piece of news that was quite important. I suspect that the timing of it was related to what had just transpired, which is a huge grant that was proposed by Saudi Arabia to Lebanon to bolster the capabilities of the Lebanese armed forces. I thought that was a pretty interesting piece of news.
$3 billion worth.
Yes, it's a grant that was just announced a couple of days ago to prop up the Lebanese armed forces, which is the only national institution in Lebanon, basically, that's not polarized and completely divided today. I thought that was pretty important news.
The problem is there are obviously the threats from the outside, and the Lebanese have been firing on helicopters coming out of Syria as a result of the thinking that Hezbollah and Syria are working together and somehow can perhaps, I guess, constitute a threat against Lebanon. But also, what are the threats inside of Lebanon, the militants inside the country right now, which are threatening?
Well, you have a hotbed of terrorism, or what you call it, and a small Palestinian camp inside it, which is called Ain al-Halwi. And this is a place that is almost a lawless piece of land, and it hosts a number of militant organizations, some of them affiliated with the international terrorist organization Al-Qaeda. So that's just one place that you don't want to step in and get lost in. And there are a number of organizations also operating in the north, some of them also related to Al-Qaeda. This is a heavily penetrated country with very vulnerable armed forces and security personnel. And as you know, even the internal security services inside the country are divided between two opposed political camps, which makes the job of providing security much more difficult. So a number of internal and external factors that make security provision in Lebanon very challenging.
So what, in your opinion, again, Bilal Saab with us, as we talk about the bombings in Lebanon, where is the role of the United States? Is there a role at this particular point for the U.S. to play? Does the United States support via money Lebanon at this point, or just sort of quietly support the Saudi Arabian outreach to Lebanon?
I'll be perfectly blunt. The United States can do nothing but provide support in terms of the process of state building and democracy consolidation in Lebanon. The United States did provide some financial assistance to the Lebanese armed forces, but now it has been completely dwarfed by what the Saudis are trying to do, which is what I mentioned before, try to provide a large sum of money to the Lebanese armed forces for reasons that might be a little bit controversial, depending who you ask in Lebanon. But I just see it as a positive sign no matter what, because this is an institution, I'm talking about the Lebanese army, that is in massive need of support because its equipment is completely outdated, its training is very mediocre, and it's just simply incapable of providing security in the country.
Well, it's something we will continue to follow. We appreciate your spending time with us, Bilal Saab. Thank you for being with us today on POTUS.
Anytime. Thank you for having me.
Bilal Saab, Executive Director, Head of Research at the Institute for Near East and Gulf Military Analysis, or Enigma North America, from the Washington, D.C. office, joining us new. Mr. Chatah, before he was killed, Mohamad Chatah, killed Friday in the car bomb explosion that took place in downtown Beirut.